Hello everyone, this is Gritty Astro, transmitting, broadcasting, speaking from South America, cold South America, may I say. It is safe for me to say that winter has come to stay. Today is a very winter day, winter-like. It's just like now it's beautiful. I mean, it's a beautiful day, like sun, blue skies, but it's a typical like Southern American winter day with blue skies, but very chilly. It's like now it must be real feel 11 degrees, 12 degrees Celsius, but today, I mean, just a couple hours before, it was like 9 degrees, and maybe less in real feel, because we have, well, not me, everybody who lives around here, we have this wind that comes from the sea, actually it's the River Plate, which is a huge river that it's like a sea, it's like when you go and you see it, it's like the ocean, but technically it's the river, and then it has like huge estuary, and then it goes onto the Atlantic Ocean. That's more to the east from here. I am I'm on the eastern coast of the south side River Plate, and I'm very near the coast, so we have these chilly winds, that come from the sea, from the South Pole, actually, when it comes from the south, and when it comes from the east, it's a very quick and hard wind, because it comes directly from the ocean, okay? So it's very interesting, the weather. I love following the weather, not meticulously, but I like the phenomena of the weather, and because I live just next to the sea, next to the coast, so I love coastal or marine themes in my life. So I just I love looking and feeling the weather, feeling in touch with the weather. It really keeps you grounded, For me, it's easier if I am near the water, but because I'm a person that I love the country, like inland, but I just love, I don't know why, seeing the sea. Maybe it's because of my ancestors who used to be in the Mediterranean, in Spain. Well, some of my ancestors, right? But maybe I get that from, the sea merchants that they were actually, and so it's like, I don't know, I just love the sea, love the water, love the beach. I mean, we have a beautiful air because of the sea, but when winter comes, it gets like very, very like chilly, especially because of the winds, and because it comes from the South Pole. It's like winters here are quite cold, and they can be bitter, but of course they're not as bad as, I don't know, in like Russia or places like that, like really real northern like side countries like Russia and the Nordic countries, and but here, I mean, if you go to Tierra del Fuego, which is the southmost part of South America, it's really cold. It's very, very cold, because it's very near to the Antarctica, so to the Antarctic, so it's very cold. And here, it's special. Each place has its special weather, which I find beautiful and fascinating. But this was my weathery introduction. So this is Gritty Astro, and I welcome you, whoever you are listening. I welcome you to my world, to my post, to my podcast, and which I'm hoping to become. I'm hoping for this podcast to become more professional, and for that matter, I started a fundraiser for me to buy a new computer, because my two computers are ancient, from like 2008, 2010, literally. And they are very loyal, but they are not for, they don't have the capacity to make interactive, multi-screened live videos, okay? And that's what I want to do. I want my podcasts to evolve, so to speak. That's what I would like to do, because I have lots of material still in storage, so to speak, regarding the Nicola Bulley case, which I'm still following with all my mind and heart, and other cases as well, and lots of podcasts, ideas that I have written down, that it would be great if I could show you as I speak. To show you the images that I'm referring to, the even video footage, articles, writings, whatever. For that, I need a proper computer. And here in South America, they are very, very, very expensive, okay? Because here, even though they call it the developing world, which is, okay, technically correct, whatever you think developing is, we are, whatever it is you think it is, we are the third world here in South America. I don't complain. I think where I live is beautiful, because it's a paradise, but it can be very, in economical terms, it can be very difficult for people. Things like technological things are very expensive here, and so that is why I'm asking for your help. I have a family, I'm a mother, so all that I earn with my work, with my jobs, is for my kids, is for me, for my family, for everything, for the daily life, the cost of life, right? So for me, having that kind of computer it would be like a privilege, and it would be but mainly it would be like a working tool, the main working tool for the idea that I have in my mind to expand this project that now has surpassed the 200 subscribers. Yay! Thank you. I love you. I mean, I was quite, surprised, because there wasn't, I haven't been posting about Nicola Bulley so much. I did post like a recap towards the inquest like a week ago, but then I posted about the creepy case of Lucy Letby, that nasty serial killer. I'm doing many parts, a podcast in many parts about her. And then again, it would be great to have that kind of computer, so I could show you, when I speak about the things that I speak, if I show you all the things that reference that what I'm talking about, makes for a much bigger experience for the subscriber, and that's what I want. I want to grow. I want to get better at what I do, because I have had, surprisingly for me, I have had very good feedback from you guys, either by comments in the comment section or by email, and that really has encouraged me, and it has surprised me, and thanks to that, I have discovered this new passion, that I want to make podcasts like regularly about things, and talk about things that I like, that I find fascinating, with an esoteric twist, right? Because that's what I do. That's what I like the most about these podcasts. So, I want to grow. That's, it's like a open project, okay? But, I want to thank Martin, he's a star, and I want to thank him personally here for his kind donation towards my computer, and that's in the site ko-fi.com/gritty. I will I will leave the full link for the coffee fundraiser, my coffee fundraiser. I will leave you the link in the description box. So if you feel compelled to help towards my project, you will do so easily. It's very easy. It's very friendly. That is why I chose ko-fi.com. It's very kawaii. It has this beautiful aesthetic. It's very friendly. It's very very fast. It's very complete. It's very user friendly. So I really recommend ko-fi.com. So if you want to go there and help my fundraiser, that will make me very happy, because it would allow me to really expand this channel. And this is a tiny channel, but it has grown out of nowhere. Yesterday I passed the 200 subscribers, and for me that's huge, because I have never done something like this, not like this. It's completely new for me, and I had this I discovered this passion for it, and I love interacting with you guys as well. I love that you guys get my drift, so to speak, the way I speak, the way the themes that I like and my point of view. So thank you. And so I'm really hoping to expand this channel, and I thank Martin. He's a star in my life, because he really showed real he's a good supporter of this cause, this gritty astro cause. And thank you, Martin. And so I invite you guys to help me towards my new computer, to expand this channel drastically, and because I have so much material that I will do when I have that computer, because it's the only way to do that. Those programs that I have, I have them with all the materials. I have them ready, and I just need that, because otherwise I can't do that, because I have to show you all, the fruits of my research on those topics. So, but for now, I am going to make a little talk. Thank you for listening up to I have been at this 13 minutes now. So thank you. If you are here now still listening, you're an angel. Thank you. What I wanted to talk today, everybody has talked about him. Many YouTube channels and Twitters and Facebookers, whatever, have talked about him a lot. And I always like to wait, because I don't like to rush my thinking, especially when I don't have a complete view in my head of the person, right, or of the situation, right? So today I want to talk about the case of the curious Mr. Rothwell. Is it Jason Dean Rothwell? It reminds me of James Dean. And whoa, he's such a character, because, let me begin by telling you that I understand where he's coming from. I really do. If he is telling the truth, if he is truthful, which is a big if, but who of us are perfect, right? But the first thing that I wanted to talk about regarding Jason Dean Rothwell, by the way, he's the medium psychic that found Nicola Bulley's body on the 19th of February this year. That is, it just was like the cherry on top, it's like, oh my god, this is, it could, I mean, you couldn't make this up. Is this some kind of like movie that I haven't seen? And, but he's very curious. And because among the things that I do to make money, to bring money into the house, I am a tarot reader. Yes, I am. And I am quite good at what I do. And I have this thing, I have told you a couple times before, I got this gift from my great Nana, great grandmother Irene, and I should make a podcast for now about her, because she's fascinating. But anyway, I get my it is a gift, actually. It is like I don't know if a gift, I mean, gift is like a God's gifts, it's like a biblical or church, let's say church lingo, and so it is a gift, but it's also, for me, it's like a skill. It's like extra skill that we quote unquote psychics have. I do not like categorizing myself or labeling myself as to what I do for a living or who I am. I don't like doing that, because categorizing limits you. It's limiting, But, because of my tarot readings, some people consider me a psychic. I have a certain skill that I think I got from my great-grandmother, who was the village witch, so to speak, or the village witch doctor. Even though she was a fierce Catholic woman, like dressed in black because she was a widow, and church going, she went to church every Sunday, wearing black with a black veil over her head, and she was like a witch doctor. I mean, so amazing, so like fascinating, and that, I mean, I got something from her, okay? So, because I don't like, some time ago, a subscriber asked me, are you a psychic? And I said, psychic is like a broad term for many things, it's like it's like a big umbrella term, and I wouldn't say, I mean, I don't like calling myself a psychic, but yeah, definitely in the definition of psychic, I have psychic abilities in my work as a tarot reader and, other things in my daily life, because it's not something that you can switch on and off. It's something that lives with you all the time, okay? And I will make, oh God, I mean, I could make many podcasts about that. But now we are talking about Jason Dean Rothwell, the psychic medium. I'm not a medium, because mediums are people who communicate with spirits, okay? I mean, communicate with the dead people, okay? With the spirits of the dearly departed, so to speak. And that's a very common, not common, but yes, very well-known branch of, psychism or whatever. And the mediums, yes, people who are supposedly able to speak with the dearly departed, and people who lost a loved one want to speak with them, so they go to someone like Jason Rothwell, for example. And I have seen some of his videos, and he has deleted videos, but and I have seen lots of his material, just to make an opinion, I don't like to judge not harshly. I don't like to judge quickly. Okay, so I did observe him, and he claims to be a medium psychic. Okay, someone who is able to speak with the dead. And at face value, I can't deny that kind of skill, because I know people who does that. I mean, people who do that. Sorry, people who are able to speak with the dead. They have that like a special ability. I'm not inside of their heads, so I'm not sure. I can't say yes 100% sure they are for real. But I have seen some crazy shit in my life. I mean, my great-grandma, she wasn't a medium because, she was a Catholic, and I think Catholics think that people who talk with the dead are of the devil or whatever. I'm not sure if that's why she wasn't one. I think she wasn't one because either it was taboo or because she just didn't have that ability, okay? She was another kind of witch, okay? Of magic person. But she had, like, big, crazy abilities. And she went on the papers and everything, And I got a little bit from that. It doesn't involve speaking with the dead. But because I have been living with this ability all my life, it's something like you live with. I mean, if it's real, you will always have been. How you say it? If your ability is real, you know that you've always had it since you have memory. In one degree or another, you've always been like a psychic in some way, okay? And like I said before, in another podcast, I've always had the ability to read people. Like, it's like I see what's beyond what I see, what's beyond what they're saying. I see more, okay? I see other details, and I predict. I'm very good at predicting when I see a person. So, spoke to dead people? No, except that I can communicate via dreams, and something like, it's like she speaks to me. Do you remember that song by the Beatles? Wonderful song. Actually, it's by Paul McCartney, but he was still in the Beatles, who's called Let It Be, which is a wonderful song. And he says, Mother Mary comes to me, speaking words of wisdom, let it be. It's like whenever he's feeling upset, Mother Mary, I think it was his mother or his grandma, I'm not sure. Mother Mary come to me, speaking words of wisdom. It's like he has this guardian angel, so to speak, who would like appear to him in a spiritual level, overwhelm him with love and with reassurance, with good counsel, with protection, with love. And that's what I feel with my grandmother, not with my great-grandmother, Irene, with my grandmother, her daughter, okay? Because I have this special connection with her, even though she died when I was 3. And also I have a very special connection with my uncle, who was, my uncle from the mother's side, who, he was my grandma's son, along with my mom. And, him and my grandma, they are like my Mother Mary, okay? Like Paul McCartney's Mother Mary in Let It Be. It's like that. It's like, because he passed away, my uncle, a few years ago. And I was like spiritually very close to him, even though he was very a close person. I knew he loved me very much, me and my brother. And but after he passed, it's like I got this presence, like not like a presence all the time. Like sometimes it would be like how in my heart, an overwhelming love presence, and that's my grandma and my uncle. So first, my grandma died when I was 3. So she's been my guardian angel since, because I've always felt her when I was down, when I was crying, when I was scared, when I was like, insecure, whatever, when I was like at my worst, she would appear, not like physically, she would like be there. It was like her love, okay, would emerge from somewhere and would flood me with, like Paul McCartney would say, words of wisdom, okay, let it be. She wouldn't say, we let it be, but she would like overwhelm me with love, with acceptance, like with, everything is fine, you're going to be fine, and she's always been like a presence in my life, even though she died when I was 3. And she still is, I have her rosary, I have her like this beautiful Virgin Mary pendant, which she used to pray upon along with her rosary, and it's like I got them recently, those from my mother, but her presence has been with me forever, like since I was 3, okay, and then my uncle. So I don't speak with them. I mean, I do say hi to them when I'm praying, or but it's not like a constant presence, okay? I do not speak with the dead, although I think I can if I want to, because I mean, I get on well with, the departed. I'm not scared of them, and I have seen ghosts, presences, yes, ghosts and weird, beings, like a presence, all my life. I mean, if I could tell you the stories, I mean, this podcast will never end. So I want to keep it, I know I tend to waffle, but it's all on point. And if you love this kind of stuff, you gotta be loving this. So I have always felt comfortable with the fact that there are other beings in a realm, in another dimension that we cannot see with our eyes. Some people can see them with their eyes, and that's another story that I have many stories. Most people can see the presences, the spirits with their eyes. Some can, but I can feel them, for example, okay, and that's fine. I don't feel uncomfortable because thank God I never had like this like real malevolent presences around me. And I think that's my granny. She always protected me, because maybe she knew that I had this sensitivity to quote unquote psychic stuff. So, and let me remind you that for me, those are just labels. They're just words, okay? So don't get hung up on psychic or medium, or it's just like another ability. Do I think that medium? I don't know why he said psychic medium, because mediums are all psychic. Are you fucking kidding me? That's one of the things that really like stood out for me as a magic person, as someone who deals in the esoteric world all the time, 24/7, because that's part of me. I thought psychic medium. I mean, why? I mean, all mediums have to be psychic. If you are a real medium, if you really are able to speak with the dead, like truly, you really truly have that capacity, why do you need to call yourself psychic? You are psychic if you are a medium. But anyway, I mean, I know that they're just titles and words, but sometimes, there's something in a word, right? I mean, because I pick up on the little details. Why psychic medium? If you're a medium, you're a psychic. I mean, you have a sixth sense, like totally. I mean, if you can't talk with the dead. Then going on, what do I think of being a medium? I.e., someone who talks with the dead as a job. And Jason does. I don't know if he's a tarot reader. I think he is. I don't know. All I know is that he calls himself a psychic medium and spiritualist, whatever that is, because I don't really know what the church he belongs to do. I don't know, okay? Maybe he could, if he wants to answer that to me. Jason, I won't judge. I mean, I don't like just judging someone because they say they are a medium, okay? Or because they appear dodgy. I judge facts, okay? So, with Jason, okay, first, why psychic medium? All mediums are psychic. Maybe he thought that would reinforce the fact that he's a psychic. People go to him, to find the future or whatever, or find something, that they can. Because a psychic, what does is just see. A psychic sees beyond. We go to another, another level or dimension where we see stuff. Okay, we see stuff. It's like we break an invisible wall and we can see other stuff. So we find out stuff about people, okay? And, maybe that's why he needs to call himself psychic medium. Because maybe he wants people to consult him as a psychic, not just only as a medium, okay? And that's fine. But that just, it's just a little thing, that just, caught my attention. But that's nothing. Then, his name is very interesting. Jason Dean Rothwell. It reminds me of James Dean, the actor, who died. Now I'm being like psychic, I'm going into a trance, seeing Jason Dean. I was saying James Dean. And James Dean died very young in a horrible car crash. He was an adrenaline junkie. Also, James Dean was coveted by many gay guys, apart from the girls. The girls loved him, and the gay guys adore him too, including Morrissey from the Smiths, Morrissey. And yeah, I get it, because he was so beautiful. He was a really beautiful guy, and he had a lot of this cursed poet, and this I don't know, this bad boy, sensitive bad boy, And he was gay as well, James Dean, I think he was bisexual. So that's another book. That's another story. But it reminds me of James Dean. And then, when I saw one of his videos, because I am in Facebook groups and we talk about that stuff, and sometimes someone says, oh, this and that, oh yeah, what's that? So I go and search for the video, and somebody was talking about, because it's the latest conspiracy theory about Nicola, about, that she was MI6 or MI5 spy, and that is why she was killed or disappeared. That's one of the latest conspiracy theories about Nicola. So somebody was talking about coordinates, an app three words, and someone in the group mentioned the video of Jason Dean Rothwell when he's like with a cup of water, and he's talking that in a past life he killed a woman, and he identifies himself with this killer, Tommy Lee something. I didn't write anything down for this because I just wanted to go into him as a psychic, because he's a psychic too. So and from my memory, obviously. By the way, I love these podcasts. I don't like them very script. I like to have some. I write loads of things down, but I just like it to be conversational. Like we are having conversations, and so this is like informal. So about Jason, he, somebody named that video in the group, so I thought I'm going to see it. So I saw it, and he says that in another lifetime he was this killer who killed his girlfriend. He was his lover, and he gets like kind of like emotional, and it's very weird. But for me, it's not weird because I can get it. I mean, when you're psychic and you live with this all your life, if he is real, if he is for real, it's like for you that's just nothing. I mean, it's so bizarre what you live with, and I mean, what I really find strange about that video is that he identifies himself as being a killer of women in a past life, and this was just in the 50s. This something Tommy Lee something, and is it Tommy Lee? Oh dear, I don't like saying just any name, but he identifies himself with this killer, which killed in the 50s, and in England, and he killed his girlfriend. He strangled her, and I don't know why, because the video I could watch is very, very tiny. It's very just some seconds, and or 1 minute, something like that, and he's just talking about, he has this water pitcher, and he's talking about how he knows like this killer was himself in another life, and he gets emotional, and then he kind of says like that's a lesson for him to learn. Maybe and then he passes the water. He puts water on the water pitcher, and he says like that's I'm passing a lesson to the now, or something like that, or I don't know what he means with the water really, because the video is it's very short, but I found it interesting that he thinks he was a killer in his past life in the 50s, okay, and the 50s was when James Dean and those kind of like bad, beautiful boys were existing at the time, were the 50s. I mean, I think the 50s was like the real good-looking boys, were at in the 50s. James Dean, Elvis, Ricky Nelson. Oh, he was gorgeous. He was a little bit lame. I love his music. I love Ricky Nelson. and I consider him very beautiful, but I love his voice more and his music. But Elvis, Ricky Nelson, of course, James Dean, Marlon Brando. Who else? I see them in. It's funny because I see them like in black and white. Some Ricky Nelson I see in color because of his albums. But anyway, who else was in the 50s? Beautiful boys. Many. Montgomery Clift. He was beautiful and a real good actor. He was a little wooden, but he had such charisma. He was a fantastic actor. I mean, they don't make them like that anymore, for sure. And I love old Hollywood cinema. I love it. Even though I am Nicola Bulley's age or about her age, I'm not that generation at all, but I love old Hollywood. I love it, and I love the 50s, the music. And so Jason Dean Rothwell reminds me of James Dean. It's like Jason Dean. It's like James Dean, okay? He identifies himself as being a killer of women in the past life in the 50s, and it is a real murderer. That guy, Tommy, really existed in the 50s, 56, something like that. And so I found it really weird. I mean, why? So what does he... Okay, so if I try not to judge him, okay, he loves beautiful boys from the 50s, like bad boys, I would say. But bad, sensitive boys, okay? Or bad boys, who knows? I mean, I'm just telling you the boys that I like from the 50s, James Dean, Ricky Nelson, Montgomery Clift, and Elvis. He was very handsome, but he's not my type really. But the others are more my type. But anyway, sorry for the pause. I'm drinking my mate, my yerba mate, because otherwise I get dehydrated talking so much. And it's very cold today, so this beverage, which is like kind of hot, it's very good for you in winter, in summer too. Okay, so I am making like a psychological or psychic, quote unquote, psychic dive into the character of Jason Dean Rothwell. Is he, because he has been talked about so much and in a very, very negative light, very negative. People who are like following this case, investigating this case, many of them think that he had something to do with Nicola's death, because they say that he is a fraud, and also he's a psychopath, and also it has been said or inferred that he is a serial killer. He killed the people that he found because he found or helped find like 5 people, dead people in the water or something like that. The last one was the guy Michael Brooks, was it? That, a very young man. It's such a shame. Really young. What was he like? 20 years old at the most. It was tragic, and he helped find him. His mother actually found his body, but I think Jason knew where he was, so he told her. And I found that, I know why people would find that very suspicious. And he did that with other bodies as well, like finding them, helping finding them. I totally understand why people who don't believe in that stuff would think that, okay, he's dodgy because he's a character. He's, he's not your everyday psychic, is he? He's very, he has a character. He has a lot of character. And, he's very flamboyant and he's very soft, so he has this persona about him, like a very ancient being, because he looks like a very medieval person. He looks like someone from those places in England, like he's there for many generations. So the chimbul hasn't changed so much, so he looks like a person would look in the Middle Ages, and he has a Middle Ages face and features, So, and he claims that he has his gift from, I think, his mother, and also he claims that like a great grandmother was a witch that escaped being burnt in the stake. I remember seeing that, that video, or it was a post by him, but I definitely remember him saying that. And, I can relate with that. I mean, I don't know whether it's true or not, but I can definitely relate with that because my great-grandmother was a witch, quote unquote a witch, because witch it's just a word, okay? So you understand what I mean. He was a very powerful or very talented witch doctor in her village. He had power. She had powers. There are witnesses, she went to the paper, she appeared in the papers. She raised a lot of, she how you say, she ruffled a lot of feathers, and lots of people loved her because she was really a healer, and also had other powers that, oh my God, were like amazing. So when Jason Rothwell speaks about that, like about having like ancestors, like really old ancestors, like being witches, like powerful witches, I mean, I can't relate to that. I can't say, oh, he's crazy, he's a fraud. No, I can't say that because I relate to that. My great-grandmother was a witch. Of course, she wasn't in the Middle Ages. She was in the 20th century, but it was real, So I'm not sure I would accuse him of lying about that, about being like a psychic. I cannot know whether he's telling the truth or not regarding that information, okay? So, but what really, and I have seen some videos of him, for my research on him. I have seen the videos where he's making like a seance, like he's talking live to a dead guy, and he's making a Facebook live or YouTube live, whatever, and he has a client or whatever on like live there, and he's talking to her father or something, departed father, and I'm sorry to say, but he wasn't that good, and because if you're going to call yourself a medium, you really need to be good at that. It's very difficult. It takes a special, very special ability to speak with the dead. And, some people say that speaking with the dead, it's like satanic, because you're not supposed to speak with the dead, because the dead are either not there here anymore, or if they're speaking with them, it's because they are not departed, they are not resting in peace. Therefore, they are here. They are like in purgatory, or they are they can't rest. They are not. They are how do you say, espíritu penador. It's a spirit that can't rest in peace. They are still hovering, hanging in this dimension, and it's a hell for them because they're confused, they are very angry, they're very toxic, they can be very toxic, and because they're not resting in peace, they should not be here. Dead people should not be here. So if you speak with dead people, you have to be very careful, because who knows what you're speaking with, And I feel that years ago, when I started like really getting into my magical side and really discovering it, many years ago, I wanted to speak with my great-grandmother, with my witch grandmother, I wanted to like, I wanted her to speak with me, I wanted her to, because I always have very, like, big, like lots of big psychic stuff happens during my dreams. So I would ask her, please appear in my dreams or whatever, appear, please. And she wouldn't. She never appeared to me, my great-grandmother. So I think it was her. And years afterwards, I understood that she was resting in peace. I mean, I wanted to, I was, how you say, I was calling for her spirits. Like when you are, I don't know, how you say, invoking. I was invoking her, like, to please appear and talk to me. And I know it sounds ridiculous, but when you are actually in this kind of world, it's something so normal. And I understand, because the quote unquote psychic community is not that big, not really. So most people kind of see us like freaks or idiots or liars, frauds, crazy, and that is simply not true. Well, not the real ones anyway. We are for real, okay? So, and that's another reason that I kind of sympathize with Jason Rothwell, is because I know how people like to attack people who claim to be psychic or mediums or whatever. People do not like, lots of people do not like the unknown. They are scared of it. That is why they think it's a fraud, that is ridiculous, not true, blah blah blah. And sometimes they are right, because there are lots of frauds in the psychic community. Yes, I know that. I've seen people who are total frauds, and I wonder whether James Dean. I'm going to refer him as James Dean, although like far from the truth. But anyway, Jason, I haven't seen him doing his stuff. The only time I saw him doing his like actual psychic stuff was during that one video. Maybe he has many more and he's good in the other ones, but in the one that I saw, like, I'm sorry, he wasn't very good. Maybe he still needs to develop it, I can't judge him because I also live in that kind of world. It's very different, but it's, the psychic world. And maybe he hasn't developed yet as he should. But, there are many red flags about him. And the fact that he deletes stuff, the fact that he claimed to be hacked when he said stuff about Nicola, how he found Nicola, he then said he was hacked. That I don't like that, because that's oh, come on, really, that's typical lies, and maybe he's not lying, but that's typical lies. When you write something that you actually later regret, and they say, oh, I was hacked, lots of people do that, and they're frauds, they're lying. So I don't like the fact that he lies. I don't like that. And I don't like the fact that he is shifty, like he changes, he deletes, then he says that, he says he's not going to talk, but then he talks, but then he says he's hacked, and then he doesn't speak about how he found her, which I find it very strange. Why wouldn't you speak about it? Why? I mean, who's keeping you from talking about it? Who cares? Yes, if it is the truth, speak the truth. That's what really irks me about these people who lie. And, speak your fucking truth. I mean, if you saw her, if you really found her, like really found her with your psychic powers or whatever, I mean, why don't you say everything? Like, how did you find her? Like, in which circumstance? And then he said something about 2 fish dying, when his 2 fish died, and the moon went into Pisces. He saw in his mind where she was. So he went there with his friend and he found her. But I can't believe that, because he hasn't spoken about it. Jason, speak about it, explain everything as it happened. If you are of the truth, if you're not a person of the lie, if you are of the truth, make a video and be candid. Say the truth. Say exactly how you came to find her. How did you really find her? What did you actually see? Everything. Did someone tip you? Did someone give you information? Did you glean that information from other person? Be real. I mean, it's the only way that you're going to liberate yourself from this, people hating you. Because actually people, even though I have an open mind about this stuff, the psychic stuff, mind, I have questions, speak about it. Tell the truth, be a person of the truth. If you are a person of the lie, if you are lying, and we have caught you lying, I can understand something when you freak out, you want to lie. I get it, because we all make mistakes, okay? But someone is dead here, Jason. Someone is dead, and in very suspicious circumstances. There is a huge cover-up with this Nicola Bulley case. There are so many red flags. So if you're a man of the truth, Jason, if you're a true psychic, a true man of spirit, say the truth. Tell everything. Tell everything. Everything. Explain it bit by bit. Just like the inquest should do. Say everything. Don't hide. Why are you hiding stuff? Don't do it. If you hide stuff, you make yourself seen as a fraud, and maybe rightfully so. So I urge you to speak up if you are a man of the truth. And if you are a man of the lie, say, I'm sorry. It's very purging, it's very purifying to actually ask for forgiveness of the people if you have lied, or maybe, I don't know, you should do something, Jason, because if you are really a psychic, I'm talking to you psychic to psychic. I get it. I get the hate and the you know, the like the, how do you say, the dismissal, you know, the laughs. I get it, that people like consider us like crazy or frauds or stupid, like ignorant, which they don't have no idea about it. But many psychics are actually frauds. So are you a fraud, Jason? If you are, ask for forgiveness. Otherwise, you're going to destroy yourself. Because if you are dealing with the spiritual side of things, if you're delving into the other dimensions, it can be very dangerous if you're a man of the lie, or if you are going there just without knowing what you're doing. You know, it's very dangerous, and you will destroy yourself. If you are doing this, if you're lying, if you're taking people's money and attention with a lie, and I'm talking about your practice as a psychic, but I'm also talking about the Nicola Bulley case, especially about the Nicola Bulley case, okay? If you are lying, or if you're not lying, you're telling the truth, tell everything. Whether it's truth or lie, come clean. It will be good for you, and it will make you like a better person. Otherwise, that lie, you know, it's going to eat you alive. It is, you know, because someone is dead. You don't play with the dead. Just don't do that. So, rant over to Jason. But yeah, I mean, do I think he's a fraud? Do I think he was tipped off by the police? Because that's what many people are saying, that he was definitely tipped by someone who knew where Nicola was. That is a probability, yes. Because this case, for me, is a cover-up. They are covering it up. Nothing adds up. There are massive red flags. And, like, they are hiding lots of stuff, and they are covering it. That is the authorities and the main characters of this play. And, you know, so, like, someone is dead. Like a young, beautiful mother is dead. And you just don't play with the dead. You just don't do that. So, do I think he was tipped off by the police? Or by anyone, by a perpetrator or whatever? Did he actually do something bad to Nicola? I can't say. I mean, I can't say that Jason Rothwell is responsible, because even though I think he's lying about something, maybe he was tipped off, maybe he really did sense something about her, maybe he truly really did find her, even though he is lying about something. I mean, and he's not telling the account. He needs to tell the full account of how he found her. He needs to do that. And maybe he will do so after the inquest. Okay? I don't like people who play, who like to show themselves as the goody good, or, you know, the angel, or no, I'm so good, I'm so honorable, I'm not going to speak about this. But do speak about it. It's the truth. I mean, why? I mean, the truth will shine. I mean, why are you so scared about speaking the truth? What? Are you under, like, a duress by someone or by something? Are you... I mean, what is it, Jason? Did someone tip you off and now you're scared, so you have to lie? I mean, if you are lying, if you are hiding something that contributed to Nicola's death, I mean, that's really bad, really bad. But if you're not, talk about it. Either way, you should just talk about it, you know? Because, you know, the people that really care about what happened to Nicola, we actually want to know the truth. Okay, so, you know, I can't say much about him. I know he lied in a couple of occasions. I have saw that, so that's a red flag for me. Lying. Maybe he's just, I mean, and he's not that young. I mean, he's not like he's just 20 something. He's learning. I mean, he's 33. He's a grown man. But I know that, you know, we all make mistakes. But that's a big red flag, you know. The lies, the fact that from my perspective, he wasn't really doing a good job with that medium live he did. Maybe it was just the time, but yeah, I didn't think he was very good at it. So, I don't know, Jason. I really don't know. I really don't know. But there's something fishy about him. He lied, so, you know, that's not good for me, you know. I don't like liars, especially when somebody's dead, you know. You know, and lying about speaking with a dearly departed, lying about that, if you're doing that, if you're lying, I mean, that's really bad. I mean, because you're defrauding your customers. But anyway, because the fact that you lied, I distrust you, Jason. But I can't say 100% that you were involved in the Nicola Bulley death. I can't say that, not yet. I do not have enough elements to actually, or facts to say, yes, he's definitely involved. And, you know, in a group I saw yesterday, this What 3 Words app, which is really interesting. Apparently, Jason said in a video that now it's no longer available, so who knows if it is true. Somebody said that Jason said those 3 words, actual words, which was the actual location of Nicola's body. And the app is called What 3 Words, I think, and it's like a very specific coordinate. It's like a Google Maps, but much more specific. It's like they cover like 1 square meter areas. So if you are lost, you can send somebody the exact location where you're actually standing, and you say it with 3 words. Okay, I don't know if you if you create your location or if that location is already created for you. I don't know that, but the location in this app, her exact location of Nicola's body it said remote.places.wildfires. So remote places, wildfires. So somebody claims that Jason, the psychic, in one of his videos, he said in code, he said those words like, I see a remote place with wildfires. It's like he actually spoke about Nicola's pinpoint, you know, where her body was in that app, like what 3 words, I think. And if that is true, I can't say that is true because nobody can find that video because they say that Jason deleted it, and if he did, that's another big red flag for me. And I can't say I remember him saying that because I haven't actually actually watched that many of his stuff, of his videos, but this guy said that he knew or he discovered about this app, okay? And this I saw in a Facebook group, okay? And he saw it in one of Jason Rothwell's videos. And Jason was saying like something like, I see remote place, with wildfires, and he says he searched that those words into the app, and it gave him the exact location of Nicola. And that exact location, it's called remote places wildfires. So I don't know if this is true. I mean, I know the app is true because I have seen it for myself. But what I do not know is if Jason actually spoke about those words, okay? And it's very important to know in which context did he speak about those words and when. Because if he did so after, it has to be, we need to see the context of the video. And if they say that he deleted it, so that's a big red flag. So Jason, if you're listening to this, and if you are talking about, if you, in some of your videos, you are mentioning these words, just say so, come clean. And so this guy, apparently, in a Facebook group, he said that, he found that, and I went to the app, and yes, it's if you search that code, remote places wildfires, in the What's 3 Words app. Actually, you don't have to download the app. You search it on Google in your phone. You come to the exact point where she was found. But did Jason actually say those words? Did Jason actually alluded to those words in some of his videos? Nobody can find that, Some say he deleted it. Jason, if you did that, that's bad. Come clean. If you didn't, because people can make shit up, no offense, but, I tend to think that where there's smoke, there's fire. So if this came up relating to Jason, that is a big red flag for me personally. But to make a final judgment on him, I need to have more elements. I need to see the video. I need to see Jason saying something about this, like come clean or whatever. I need proof. I need the video where he says those words, and I need to know the context, because if he said those words after he found her, it changes a little bit that, than if he said that before he found her. But still, it would be like a big thing. So, I don't know. I can't make like a final judgment on him first, because as someone who works in the esoteric side of things, I know that he might be for real, although I think he's more of a sensitive type guy who he knows how to speak to certain people, but I haven't seen him actually doing proper psychic stuff, and what I saw of him, he wasn't that good. I'm sorry, Jason. It's just my opinion. That's it. Maybe you need to develop it more. Maybe you were having a bad day. It can happen. But, it's just a red flag anyway. So if Jason, you're listening to this, come clean. It's the best for your soul, really. It's the best. And if you're under duress, I get it if you don't want to speak, I get it, but people will always look at you in a bad light. I mean, if you don't give a fuck about that, that's fine. It's not like it's not like my life's hanging on a thread with this case. It's just another case, but it's a case that is very special for me. But what I mean is, nobody should become too attached to this case, and to any case, for that matter, because it's not worth it. It's fine to investigate and research. That's fine, especially with this cases like this, where there are definitely cover-ups and red flags, and questions not answered, but nobody should, become obsessive, So, I always keep a healthy distance from the cases or the research that I do, because I work with the esoteric, and because I live with it all the time, all my life. So, you have to guard yourself, otherwise this will really get inside your head, So, and for especially sensitive people, you have to be careful, right? We should never get too attached to any case, even though we should always strive for the truth. And this is what it is all about, regarding the Nicola Bulley case. So that's my general thoughts on James Dean Rothwell. The peculiar case of Jason Dean Rothwell. Oh, and I have something related to him in the sense of the keywords, esoteric meanings, but that's for the video that I want to make with the new computer when I get it, because it needs it's part of a bigger podcast. But anyway, that's it for now. I hope you have got something from this, and like Truman says, if I don't see you, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. God bless you all. See you soon. Bye.